I have to start with just a wonderful, heartfelt shout out to our fans. That was amazing. We had a blast. They were loud. They were into it. And we just wanted to make it a really good, close game for all of our fans. Not really. We didn't. But we were very proud that they were there and they were standing tall for us throughout the entire game, through all the twists and turns there were. They never let go. So I'm really grateful for that. I love the way we came out and the way we started. Thought we set a really good tone. Ilana obviously seen the ball really well. Sam had really good control. You can't shut out Texas. It's very difficult to do that. They're very good hitters up and down the lineup. Speed, they got a little bit of everything. There were some really tough mistakes that hurt us, and that was very uncomfortable. Things that we know better, and we just, again, here we are. We keep learning. We got to keep learning. So all of us had something somewhere, and it's okay. I mean, that's part of the game. But it's really proud of Sam fighting through that. That's a tough lineup, and to get through them 3 or 4 times unscathed is almost impossible. So I'm just really proud of her fight and just being that tenacious style pitcher on the mound.
Mason.
Sam, obviously, it gets kind of tense there in the 7th. Was there any advice from Coach Rocha that helped you get through that moment, or just what kind of helped you finish that off at the end?
Yeah, she kind of just reminded me to stay within myself and just trust my stuff and keep going at them and just trust the defense. I think they looked really good today, and I trust them with everything in me. So.
How much did the early run support boost your confidence in the middle innings?
A lot, because like Coach said, Texas is a very good offensive team. So when you have that run support, it's a little bit easier to go out there. Yeah.
With James then across.
Can you talk about the game plan offensively against Tegan today? She's really good, and you guys seem to have a great approach against her.
I don't know. I mean, that's very uncharacteristic for her, but that's where maybe the fans stepped in a little bit. We just wanted to be aggressive early, and you could see that we were trying to attack that way. And I don't know, just when you start hitting the ball hard, it started to become kind of contagious throughout. So we just took advantage of it.
Jesse.
Alana, in that 3rd inning before your grand slam, the offense is going, you guys are getting base hits, just you go up to the plate, bases are loaded. Just how are you feeling in that moment, and what are you kind of looking for there?
I think my main thing was to just stay really neutral and not get too high or too low, especially with all the fans and how I felt everyone, but I was just trying to stay neutral and really just pass the bat. And I feel like we did a great job today of just passing the bat to each other.
And Patty, along those lines, in a series like this, you're going up against a good Texas team. Just how big is it to have a couple players step up, and Ilana specifically step up?
We have to. If you want to win, you're going to have some heroes up and down the lineup. And to me, Sid Sanders walking is a big deal. Right. Nellie really did a good job of leading us off in some innings. And so, yeah, you've got to, and it can get contagious if you keep, handing your bat. Bella Emmerling just kind of squibbled one through that 5-6 hole. Third baseman made it, but can't turn to make the play at home plate. Those are big moments. And even if you're not hitting the ball hard, but if you can hit it somewhere, we have chances. So there's definitely things I think our team would say, we're better than that. But the fact that we just kept going through it and fighting to the end was how we pulled this one off.
Huber.
Yeah, Sam, for you, I want to ask you about that last at-bat, your approach throughout the at-bat, first of all, and then after the wild pitch there. It seemed like this steady diet of, a lot of low and in stuff there, and then, you get her to fly out to center after the wild pitch.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't have my absolute best stuff today, and I think my drop was very hit or miss, and that's what got away. So I think kind of just accepting that pitch because I knew it wasn't my best today, and I had to move on, and we were just able to get it on our hands and do the pop-up, which worked out.
And then just what's been the key to your resilience here over these last couple starts? You know, the first inning the other day and the couple of 2-out rallies today, but you were able to battle through it.
I would definitely say just how much trust I have in this team and these hitters. I mean, they're gonna work and they're gonna score some runs and get it back to being a close game. And I just have so much trust in the coaching staff, and they know what they're doing. So, like Coach was telling me earlier today, the end is already written. So really just trusting everything in God's plan.
Chad?
Got one for Coach, one for Ilana. Coach, how important is it for this lineup? We've seen a couple of times where fast start and then it just kind of stays at 4 like that in the City Oakland to continue to be able to respond and add, even if it's just a couple in the late innings.
Yeah, you'd like to spread it out. I will say if we would have done a few things differently, we would have had a few more runs on the board. So those are where you're like, when it happens, you're just, but I know how good they are, and they will find ways. I still am going to tell you this team has lost 5 games. And you're like, how are they doing that? Because they find ways. And it doesn't always look pretty, but they find ways to do it. And that's the beauty of it. It's just, sometimes after a game, I'm like, how did we do that? But they just keep finding ways. And that's that resilient head, like grinding, head down, just fighting mentality. They did a good job of pulling the fans in as well from the dugout. So it was a really team effort today. And I don't know, if we could score 1 or 2 runs in every inning, it would be glorious. But it's just not realistic because we are in the SEC, and it's a different level, man. It is a different level than just having been in the Big 12 as long as I have. But this creates champions. This is how you win championships. You go through this and you learn and you come out of it and you keep going. So I think we are learning, but we are being tested every single inning of every single game.
James Jackson.
And then Ilana, that'll be the big catch, and then obviously big day at the plate. Yeah, how are you just kind of settling in and growing into? It feels like you look as confident as you've looked here this last month, all season long.
Yeah, there was a fly. I really just think that I feel like we have like such a great team atmosphere that it's all about trusting in the team. And I feel like my confidence is really just showing our team's confidence and how we're really blending in, really mixing in well with each other, and just all bringing out our superpowers too.
Say what?
Superpowers.
Tell me
Don't worry about it.
Tell
Don't
me
worry
about
about it.
that.
That's inside.
I
Don't worry about
it. I don't know what that is.
Coach, you said you wanted to emphasize how big this Texas series could be for you all. Do you think the way that you motivated them or emphasized that is why they got off to such a fast
No,
start?
I don't. I don't know that they listen to me very much at all. We did talk about Texas. They know what it means. And you could just see the fans and tell what it means. So I can't absolutely not take credit for that. These guys knew what's at stake this weekend. We don't talk about it much, but they know that they are inching closer to something that could be unbelievable as a senior team that's relatively new and trying to fight for an SEC championship. So we just kind of quietly keep going forward and not getting caught up in the outcomes or putting it in the forefront of our head.
Tart.
Yeah, for both players. Coach mentioned how big the fans were today. What does that do for you guys? And she mentioned kind of trying to pull them into the game. How conscious is that, and what does that bring for you guys?
I think it brings a lot of energy. We're able to just radiate our energy to them, and they're radiating their energy back to us. And I think that the other team can really feel it. So it's really nice to have that support, especially at a home game.
I agree with Ilana, and I think it helps with momentum, because even if they're Texas coming out and getting hits. I mean, we still have our fans on our side, so I think they brought a lot of momentum to the game and kept us in it even more than we could have been in the first place.
James, and then I'll wrap up.
Alana, I'm curious. Obviously, defense is going to be a big deal. The way Texas can run and slap and things like that. Maloney, Patty, comes up with that defense when you bring in Dayton and things. How important is the infield defense going to be in this series?
Oh, very important. I think I always stand by defense win championships, so just really locking in defense, especially just to support Sam, who's throwing just an amazing game. So just having a strong defense that she can trust behind her, I think, is everything.
Sam, you do a great job fielding your position. How important is that? That you can actually help yourself, your ability there.
Yeah, I think if I can help with the defense, I'm going to help where I can. There are some balls I can't get to, or I'm going one way and the ball's going the other. But whenever I can help, I'm definitely going to help. Just kind of stay with the group.
Yeah, you're good at it.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.